So with you being in the entertainment industry, right? How was that? Because you have some people who they may find themselves conflicted, with a lot of things that go on in the industry. You know what I'm saying, in regards to their faith. With people that are Muslim, but then you have some people where it's like they're able to see the nuance. You know what I'm saying, and not overthink it to where they feel like, oh, okay, I can't, be so engulfed in that culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering, was your pops, was he, very supportive of you getting into the entertainment industry, or?
Well, that's very good question. Very good question, by the way. So I'm gonna try to answer that in two parts. Okay. My father, in his regards to like Islam and his teachings and practices for me, was to always be on my deen and never put yourself in a position that jeopardize your integrity and your respect. Mm-hmm. So my dad always put that was number one. I'm a woman of this practice and his daughter. Mm-hmm. So I got to hold myself to a certain level. So that one, I think, was just growing up was very clear on how I requested to be treated. Right. And I'm very grateful that my father had passed away when I was about, I want to say like 25, when I was 25. No, it's okay. Thank you. But he, I will say, gave me those teachings as, from a little girl, that you hold yourself in a certain way. And, my dad, my father, I come from my father's a very strong Muslim man. Mm-hmm. So those practices are.
It's that healthy pressure. It's a healthy pressure.
Yeah, it's a healthy pressure. But it also reminds you to refine yourself. And then when you find yourself in situations where it's challenged or it's trying to jeopardize your teachings in life, to, take a moment to be like, realign it. So I'll say with that. Secondly, in regards to the entertainment, I think when I was about 16, 17, at that time, I didn't think I necessarily knew exactly what I wanted. At that time, I was a little bit all over the place. Mm-hmm. Again, I loved writing. I loved cooking because it was just, I come from a very domestic family. So I was like, man, I want to have a restaurant. So my dad's like, all right, cool. Like, what we got to do? Like, I'm like, Dad, I want to be a boxer. All right, cool. We're going to put you in boxing, and we're going to put you in soccer. Like, my dad was always very supportive in encouraging me to figure out my lane. Once I started getting into the nightlife, the biggest one was don't drink. It was like, no, you don't drink. But
don't start that shit.
Right. But I think it's hard because you're coming from like Eastern, you come from like, my father's an Indian African man. So we have there's the Western culture and there's the Eastern, like the upbringing. So there's two different type of teachings in life. And I think like today I wake up every day and I try to watch some type of prayer, some type of scripture. And it was talking about happiness, and happiness is people justify a lot of stuff. Be like, oh, they're happy. But then you also got to remember your happiness also, just because doing crack and they're happy when they're high off of that shit, but that don't make it right either.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then people use growth because they're happy. It's,
like it's okay.
It's okay when it's not. So I think you just have to be mindful of what you do. At the end of the day, I got to put my head down at on every pillow like everybody else. I got to lay my head down in my bed. And I think if I could sleep with it and not feel ashamed of what I'm doing, it's okay. But I also have to be very mindful that, again, I'm coming from a strong teaching, so I gotta be on point with that. So yeah, I would say my father was definitely always supportive what I did, but as long as I wasn't jeopardizing and like my integrity, being and maintaining, like I'm a spitting image of him. And I think that was mainly it. And then of course, we're humans, and I was young too. Of course, I made my mistakes in my life where I'm sure he wasn't too fond about, but hey man, I'm still standing today.
Right, exactly. And you are human, so everybody goes through something.
Right.